The Elizabeth 125. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Brother Kiefer, how you doing? Shalom. Crystal McGee, how you doing? Good, good. And Shonda Ariella, good to see you. Elizabeth 125, first time seeing you here. What's going on? I don't think I ever seen you before. What is your thumbnail? What is that? What is that on your thumbnail? That look like a head full of hair or something. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. It's so small. But yeah, I just came in, y'all, to do a short vlog, okay, about how I've lowered my blood pressure, lost weight with fasting and intermittent fasting. Okay. Uh, I don't want this to be long, but I got receipts. I got receipts. What I'm about to show you, this, y'all, this is not for the faint of heart. This is not for anybody that wants something done in about 5 days, in about an hour, 15 minutes. It's not like that, y'all. It really ain't. I mean, most people, what I'm about to tell you, most people are not built for this. Built for this. They're not built for this. So I would advise you to seek a physician's counsel and or do sufficient research before trying anything that you hear me talk about. Okay? This is not for everybody, y'all. This is not for everybody. I want to tell you that. This is for a real small percentage of people, what I'm about to tell you right now. Okay? It's for a very small group of people. This ain't for everybody. It's not. It's just not for everybody. You know, I'm trying to emphasize that to let you know how serious this is, to give you some idea of how serious and severe this is. Okay? This is not for everybody. If you got a rebellious nature, I'm going to tell you something. If you got a rebellious nature, you're not quick about saying that you're wrong about something. What I'm about to tell you about what I'm doing, it's not for you. No, it's not for you. Mm-mm. No. If you have that type of character profile, this ain't for you. If you're one of those people that uh, are not prone to forgive people, this is not for you. This is probably not for you. Mm-mm. And if you're one of those people who are prone to hide your sins and make excuses for sin, this ain't for you. Don't. Matter of fact, what I'm about to tell you is probably going to depress you, send you into chronic. It's just not for you. It really is not. If you're not one of those people that are willing to examine your sins and your faults under a microscope so you can get the beam out your own eye, this, what I'm about to tell you, is not for you. Mm-mm. It's not for you. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Hey, baby, how you doing? Keep it moving. This ain't for you. Okay, so my little blood pressure, my blood pressure journey here. Oh, wait a minute, wrong button. My blood pressure journey. I want to show you. I want to show you. Probably since March probably since March. In March 2017, I weighed 250 pounds. I knew that 250 pounds was out of order. I knew oh no, that was out of order. And I think I know one of the reasons why I allowed myself to get that big, because of the culture that we live in and the esteem and strength we put around being big. And in some circles of Black culture, we look at it as a sign of prosperity. We look at it as a sign of health, and in some instance, wealth. So I think this is one of the reasons why, because growing up, I was tiny. I was tiny. I saw these big people around me, big men around me. And I always aspired to be one of those big men. Now, even though I was a bodybuilder and all that kind of stuff, I didn't want to be the little guy. But the little guy was the guy that was in shape. Now, and because of a lot of ignorance, not learning about health, health hygiene, and health maintenance, I was in perfect shape. People used to marvel at the way that I was shaped. Marvel. And I really didn't see what they saw. I really didn't. Because I always had in my eyes the big guy, you know? So I really couldn't appreciate the physique that I had, even though I was lifting weights and running, bodybuilding, and all this kind of stuff. I really never could appreciate what I had. Okay. So because of that, that's how I got to where I was at. And when I was bodybuilding, people said, man, you're big. And I never could see it. They would say, you jacked, you swole, brother. It's like, man, what are you eating? And I'd be like, really? I really was amazed that they was telling me that I was swole and jacked. I was amazed. Now, I knew I was cut because I was small, but I didn't know I was jacked like they were saying. So, and because of life, because of diet, because of the way I was raised, and the type of palate that I had developed, love affair with food, things were getting out of control right in front of my eyes, and I didn't even know it. Bells should have been going off when I hit 200 pounds. But when I couldn't wait to get to 200 pounds. I used to pray to get to 200 pounds. I used to pray to get to 200 pounds. And I was a 200-pound active guy. I was ripped, bench pressing 315 for 3 reps, 225, 25 times, squatting, 405 pounds for 10 reps. That's the kind of guy I was. And so when I look at those numbers, I'm like, man, you had to be jacked. But I just couldn't see it. because I was always comparing myself to other guys that were bigger. Always. And that got me in a lot of trouble. I accumulated a lot of health problems. A lot of health problems. Many of them now are falling off to my amazement. I'm like amazed. So what else I wanted to say? Okay, high blood pressure and fasting. So today is the 10th day. Is it the 10th or 9th day? Let's see. Of my fasting. It's the 10th day of my fasting. Okay. Now I will say this. I did eat. I'm being honest, and I did eat like 20 cherries on Monday. And yesterday I ate 2 cherries. And you're like, man, 2 cherries? Why would you eat 2 cherries? I want to tell you why I ate 2 cherries. I wanted to see if I could eat 2 cherries and stop and not eat anymore, because I love some cherries. I love cherries. So yesterday, I wanted to see if I had how much self-control I had. So yesterday, I broke my fast by eating. I'm not lying, y'all. I'm not lying. Yesterday, I broke my fast by eating only 2 cherries. 2 cherries. And I stopped. I just wanted to see if I could eat 2 cherries and stop after fasting for 10 days. I wanted to see if I could eat 2 cherries or start hogging out, or go into gluttony mode. And you know what? I ate those 2 cherries and kept it moving. I ate 2 cherries and kept it moving, and didn't think no. And matter of fact, I didn't even think nothing else about cherries. Stayed very, very, very busy yesterday. Very busy yesterday. So did I break my fast? Yeah. But what did I break my fast with? 2 cherries. That's it. So from not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before last Sunday, then I've been fasting since then. So Monday I ate 20 cherries. And yesterday I ate 2 cherries. I'm just trying to be honest and forthright and let you know what's really going on. And I haven't ate anything else. So I got on the scale today. I got on the scale this morning and I weighed. Now, I think the last time I talked to y'all was on Sunday, and I weighed 200 pounds. I haven't hit 200 pounds. Wow. Probably 15 years since. It's probably been 20 years since I've weighed 200 pounds. It's been over 20 years since I weighed 200 pounds. And I hit that Sunday for the first time. Today, I weigh 196. 196. I cannot believe it. Yes, I'm drinking plenty of water. Plenty of water. Matter of fact, I need to drink some water right now. Hold on. So, thank you. Thank you. It's a long time coming. Hey, Living Quadesh and Ebriana, how you doing? Shalom, shalom. Crystal McGee, Xavier McGee. Good, good. So, it's incredible, y'all. It's incredible. Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't have a lot of energy. Now, because today is not real hot, I'm going to go on a little bike ride with my son. I'm going to go on a bike ride with my son, go get my, go get my driver's license all fixed up and everything. Get my driver's license renewed because it's about to expire. And so my birthday is coming up. Please don't get me anything for my birthday. Please don't. Oh, this is what I do for my birthday. Around the time of my birthday, you know what I do? I give out gifts. That's what I do. Around the time of my birthday, I give out gifts. Before, during, after, I give out gifts. That's just what I do, y'all. All that me celebrating my birthday, you have at it. I don't really celebrate my birthday. But the reason why I do that is because I understand that when Yahushua came into the world, he came into the world as a gift of salvation to the world. Yeah, Israel, but everybody else too. Okay. So I'm like, well, in that tradition, around my birthday, I should be giving, not receiving. That's what I taught my children. Around your birthday, give out some gifts. Send out, even if it's a card, send out something. Say, hey, I was thinking about you. I'm glad you're in my life. You've been a blessing to me. Even if it's just a card, flowers, whatever, some candy, whatever. Give out a gift. I don't think I like the birthday thing anyway. And I want to tell you why. Everybody always got their hand out. Everybody always have their hand out to receive something from everybody else. So I say it in my head. I say, you know what? I'm going to flip it. Instead of having my hand out to take, I'm going to have my hand out to give. That's what I'm going to do. I want to have my hand out to give. And so one of the things I want to do is give the gift of health to my family by taking care of my health and being in a good example. So I'm going to show you my blood pressure, how it's been going. I'm going to be real honest and real. Hey, it is what it is. I'm going to show you what it was. Well, y'all already saw what it was Sunday. Y'all already saw what it was Sunday, so you can just go back and look at that video. Okay. The video that was done on, let me look here. The video that was done on the 23rd. You just go back and look at that video. So I want to show you what my blood pressure has been. I'm really, really, really happy about this. I'm really happy about this. So not only is my weight down, but my blood pressure is down, and I'm happy. Let me see. Sunday was the 25th. No, Sunday wasn't the 25th. Sunday was the 23rd. Yeah. So I want to show y'all. Okay. This is what it was Sunday. This is what it was Sunday. Okay. Sunday the 23rd, 7:23. 126 over 78 with 84 blood pressure. I mean, 84 beats per minute. Okay, 84 pulse. Okay. All right. What's that? 12 o'clock, 12:06 or something like that. Yeah. So now I'm going to show you the next one here. Let me see here. Let me see here. I'm trying to figure out which way to go with this. Okay, I see. Okay. All right. So I took my blood pressure again later on in that day at 2:34, and it was, you can see I got two green lights there. It was 127 over 76. All right, with an 83 pulse. All right. Now I'm going to tell you, these numbers here are amazing to me. Amazing numbers. And the two green dots let you know that you have normal blood pressure. Okay. Now it went up a little bit. This is still amazing numbers for me. 133 over 88. And I took this at 7:30 a.m. on the 23rd. Okay. Am I going the wrong way? I don't know. Let's see. 7:30 a.m. Let me see. This is 9:40 p.m. You see it went up. You see it went up. So it spiked by that. It did spike, but I'm not bothered. Okay, I don't know what was going on that it spiked, but whatever. So we go on. We see that it dropped 155 over 83 at 9:43. Okay. Yeah, that's high. A little high. Okay. That's a little high. And then it went really high. Well, it went higher. 162 over 88. That's high. Then it went down a little bit. 12. Oh, this is the next day. Next day, what time is this? 12:06 a.m. Okay. 12:06 a.m. So like at the middle of the night, I took this. All right. And this 152 over 91. And this was at what? 12:01. Okay. I took it again. And this is on backwards. 12:10. Okay. What's that? a.m. So then it dropped to 135 over 82. Almost normal. Almost normal. That is it's not high, but it's like borderline. Okay. And then it went down to 121 79. Okay. 121.79. Then it went up to 151.75. So it went up kind of high. And that was at I cannot see this backwards. 7:24. Okay. So I'm just showing y'all this. I'm showing y'all this. I'm showing you all the fluctuations so you don't be discouraged, y'all. So you don't be discouraged. That's why I started out saying that this is not for no faint of heart. And you don't obsess over these numbers, y'all. It's just a marker, you know. You could tell that the blood pressure is coming down, even though it spikes up. You could tell that it's spike up, but it's going down. It spike up and it's coming lower and lower and lower, even though it spikes. You see, so you know, and there are a lot of mitigating circumstances that attributed to your high blood pressure. Now I know that my blood pressure is not going up because of what I'm eating, because all these numbers I'm showing you, I'm fasting. So it's not because of what I'm eating. It's not because of salt. It's not because of sugar. It's not because of GMOs. It's not because of it's not because no, it's not none of that, because I'm not eating at all. It's not, I'm not eating at all. So you can't blame those things. You see? But you don't obsess over these numbers. You don't obsess over these numbers. Okay? These numbers are just to give you some facts, and then you turn them into truth by staying true to the course that you're on. Don't get discouraged because you know, you might put on might put on some weight. Matter of fact, when I stop fasting, I expect to put on at least 7 to 10 pounds. I expect to do that. And that's why I want to get down to 180. So when I start eating, I go up to like 185 or 190. I eat a little bit for a while. I satiate myself. Now I lost my number talking so much. Hold on a second. Where did I stop at? Let me see here. So don't be discouraged. Don't. Don't be discouraged. Yeah, I think this is where I stopped at. Don't be discouraged. Keep it going, you know. So here you have 151 over 75. Okay. That was on 7/24 at 2:23 p.m. Okay. 146, 149 over 72. Okay. Now you see, look how low my blood pressure dropped. So you can see that it's coming down. And so this is on the 24th. My blood pressure went all the way down to 116 over 64. So the blood pressure is dropping. It is dropping, although it does spike up, it's coming down. So you don't get discouraged. And you can see I got 2 green lights there, which means that I'm in the normal range. As a matter of fact, I'm at the low normal range. And then at 2:35, what's that? At 2:35 in the morning, I took my blood pressure just to see what it was, and it was 116 over 75. Okay, got 2 green lights. Then it went up to 129 over 77 at 2:18 a.m. Okay. And by 7 o'clock in the morning, it was at 7:50. At 7:51, it was at 138, which is borderline over 81. Okay. So I got a green light and an orange light, a red light, or whatever you want to say. And then at 10:08 a.m., it's at 139 over 72. Still borderline. And 144 over 74, that is the high end of borderline. That's kind of high, I would say. Okay, but you can see I got a green light at the bottom for the diastolic. Now this is kind of high, 152 over 72. And I took that at 4:45 p.m. Okay, this is borderline. Even though it's two red lights, it's borderline because it's 138 over 82 and 135. Anything under 135 is normal. It's in the normal range. And anything under 85 is normal range. So I'm like right there. So that's like the high end of normal. Then you see on the 26th, which is today, 1:44 a.m. Yeah, I get up early, y'all. I get up early. What's that? 1:30 at 7:26, which is today. At 1:44, my blood pressure was 131 over 82. Okay, that's good. Then at 10 o'clock today, my blood pressure was 147 over 73, which is, is borderline. Again, borderline. Wait a minute. What is this? Today is the 26th. Wait a minute. Oh, I guess the time is not set correct on this thing. Because right now it's 10:28 and this thing says 3:30 p.m. Okay, so somebody been messing with the time here. But anyway, so I think that's the last one. Okay, I guess that's not the last one. 1 over 67. And then, so the time is off on this thing. 119 over 68. 123 over 72. I got two green lights, which is normal. 130 over 73, which is normal, high end of normal. A little bit higher than normal, just a little bit. But I would consider that normal, even though I got a red light there at the top for the systolic. Same thing, basically. 131, 142. Okay, it started over. Okay, it started over. It started over. Okay. Yeah. So the last blood pressure that I took today was 123 over 75, which is normal. I'm so happy about these numbers. I mean, I'm really happy about these numbers. You know, my blood pressure hasn't been that low in 20 years. And I'm talking about low. Now I'm still on a little bit of medication. I have dialed it back, but I'm still on some medication. But I'm thinking by in a few more days, I'm not going to have to use it because it really is dropping a lot. So, you know, I don't want my heart pumping all hard, working all hard because I'm so big. And not only that, because my blood pressure is so high. Those two things shorten your life. So I lost the weight and my heart is pumping, is not pumping this hard. And then I've lowered the blood pressure by a combination of weight loss and fasting. And yes, I have been doing intermittent fasting since March. Well, I can't say intermittent fasting. That's something I just started doing a month ago. But I've been fasting since March. Intermittent fasting and fasting, just straight up flat foot fasting, that's something different. That's something different. Okay. So, you know, I want to, you know, I'm about to turn 49, in a few days. In 3 more days, I'm about to turn 49. And so as I turn 49, go into 50, God's willing, I want to live differently than I lived the first half of my life, the first 50 years. So I say, hey, I got to start. You know, I want to be more athletic than I was in the first half of my life. I want to be stronger than I was. And I believe I got the potential and the genes to be stronger than I was in my 20s. Because even though I'm not as healthy as I would like to be, I could tell that I still got that strength in me, or else I imagine I do. But we'll find out. Okay. So intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is something that has gained a lot of popularity. And I want to tell you, I like intermittent fasting because when you're not like straight up flat footing hardcore fasting, intermittent fasting is so beautiful. It's beautiful. And the reason why I like intermittent fasting, I think intermittent fasting is the best type of fasting. I just love it because with intermittent fasting, you're not thinking about food all day. You're not thinking about food all day. You're not thinking about food preparation. You're not nothing. And once you get into intermittent fasting, you could be around all kinds of delicious food and you don't even want none. Yes, you smell it. Yes, it smells good. But because you've been doing it for so long, you're like, okay, yeah, you know, it's not a big deal. You know, I remember I couldn't even look. I want to tell you, I remember I couldn't even look at a advertisement for chicken. I couldn't look at an advertisement for a burger. I couldn't even look at it. Now you know you got a problem if you can't even look at a newspaper with food in it without wanting some. There's a problem. And so, and especially it was intensified even when I was fasting. And when I say fasting, I'm not talking about intermittent fasting. I'm talking about straight up flat foot fasting. And you're just drinking water. When you're just drinking water. So I like the advantages of intermittent fasting. Like when I'm intermittent fasting, say that 10 times fast. When I'm intermittent fasting, I want to say I am fasting instead of intermittent because this is like a tongue twister. When I'm doing the IF fasting, that's what I'm going to say. When I am doing the IF fasting, which is intermittent fasting, when I'm doing the IF fasting, I like it because I can now. I'm wondering how this is going to work out when I start doing some real serious construction. Now, when I start doing some real serious construction, I'm going to drink a smoothie in the morning before I go to work. Then I'm going to have a smoothie with me to drink at work at about 10 o'clock. And I'm not going to eat anything else until I get home. I'm not going to eat anything else until I get home. I'm going to eat a nice meal, and I'm going to eat it within an hour window. Around 7, I'll say 6 or 7 o'clock. I'm going to eat it around 6 or 7 o'clock, and I'm not going to eat anything else for the rest of the evening. I've watched these people on the internet who've done this type of intermittent fasting, mine of which is more severe. They call that warrior diet. I don't look at it as a diet, but that's what they call it, the warrior diet or warrior fasting or whatever. And the results that these people are receiving just from not eating: mental clarity, stamina. They have emotional and hormonal balance from intermittent fasting. And I'm just amazed by that. That is astonishing. I'm like, man, this is something that I should have learned when I was a child. I should have learned this when I was a child. This is something that you just need to know, you know. Even if you're not going to do it, it's just something that you need to know. So so the intermittent fasting thing, I've been doing that for like 2 weeks. No, about a month, 3 weeks, a month, something like that. And I really enjoy it. And so because of the type of person I am, I said, okay, well, what if, instead of eating one meal a day, I'm going to start doing, I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to eat one meal every 3 days. So I did that. And that worked out real good. And then I said, man, I wonder, could I eat one meal a week? So for 2 weeks, it was about a month ago, they were spaced out, not 2 weeks straight, back to back. But for 2 weeks, one meal a week. I was like, wow. And of course, I'm around a whole bunch of people that's eating all day. And it didn't bother me. It didn't bother me. And then after I did that, I started saying, okay, I'm going to go back to eating one meal a day. So I did that. As a matter of fact, the day that I was eating on, in those weeks that I was eating one meal a week, I would eat on the Sabbath. I would eat on the Sabbath. Now, I think one of those weeks, though, I did eat 2 meals, and that 2 meals in one day of the week. So it was only one day I was eating, but I ate 2 meals in that day. And then I just mixed it up. Then I just started getting creative with it. I'll go 2 days, eat a meal, 1 day, eat a meal. I go 3 days, eat a meal. Then I go back to 1 day, eat one meal. one day eat a meal. And if I got really hungry, I would eat 2 meals in a day. But after I would eat 2 meals in a day, I would go like 4 days and eat 1 meal. And then sometimes what I would do is I would just go 4 days and didn't eat nothing. And I would eat on the 5th day. And so I just keep mixing it up like that. And because of that, I've been losing weight. I haven't been starving myself. I haven't binged one time. Binged one time. If you want to call eating 5 corn chips binging, okay. Or eating some potato chips binging, and I'm not talking about a whole bag. But I haven't been when I used to binge, oh boy. When I used to binge, it was ugly. I couldn't eat no 5 chips. I couldn't eat no 5 chips and call that a binge. But anyway, so I just wanted to share that with you all. I'm really happy. I feel good. You know, I'm looking at my body and I just can't believe what I'm seeing. I'm like, wow. I got on a pair of pants that when I used to sit down in the chair, I used to have to unbuckle the top button. Now, I got those pants on right now. And I got all kind of room. It's like perfect fit sitting down. But let me see. Yeah, it's a perfect fit sitting down. I got a little room. I probably got 1 inch space, but it's not tight on my waist. I don't have to unbuckle the pants no more. And these right here are 36. Oh, another thing, my waist size has went down from a 42 to a 36 since March. From a 32 to a 46. No, 42 to a 36 since March. That is amazing. So I want to get down to like a 30. I want to get down to a 30. That's all. 30 is plenty for me. 30. Now, most men are 32, but I want to get down to a 30. Get down to a 30, get ripped, and start lifting weights again, running, and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I'm happy. What else I wanted to say? You know what? I noticed now I must have lost a lot of fat on my head. Now, I know this is funny, but I must have lost a lot of fat on my head because now when my blood pressure is low, sometimes I could hear my blood pressure in my ear. And I be thinking the reason why I can hear my blood pressure is because my blood pressure is high. But every time I hear my blood pressure in my ear, it's low. It's in the normal range. And I'm amazed by that. Now, I don't know. I'm just guessing the reason why is I lost some fat off my head and maybe in between my ears. And now I can hear my blood pressure because the fat is gone. I'm just guessing. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I just came on here to give y'all that information. You know, all of us are trying to improve our health in one way or another. We're trying to improve our character, and don't think that improving your health and improving your diet has nothing to do with your character. Yes, it does. Because our habits of eating and drinking show whether we are of the world or amongst the number whom Yahuwah by his mighty cleaver of truth have separated from the world. Don't think that appetite has nothing to do with character. Because if you go back to the Garden of Eden, saw that it was good for food. It was something the Most High said, don't eat. She saw it was good for food. As soon as she started looking at something that was good to eat and digest, is at the same time that she lost the character of the Most High. Don't think, no, don't think that. Don't think that. Dangerous. Nations have risen and fallen on the issue of appetite. Ask Belteshazzar. Ask Belteshazzar over there. Okay. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here, y'all. Y'all have a blessed day. This is Prophet Raw I would be. Oh, and I just want to throw this out. I want to throw this out. It's amazing that people say that they're not going to watch your channel no more. It's amazing people say I'm not going to listen to you anymore. I'm not going to watch your channel anymore. But then they come on your channel after they said they're not going to listen to you anymore. They start telling you what to put on your channel. They start telling you what to talk about on your channel and what not to talk about. They start authorizing you. I just want to throw that out there. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. And you a grown man with a wife. You got your own wife. And she don't even tell you that. But somebody else is going to tell you that. So it's just interesting. And I know people like, oh, you throwing shade. Just stop that shade stuff. I could say whatever I want on my channel. I didn't start this channel with anybody's permission. This is my channel. And I'm going to run it the way I see fit. Yeah, I could take suggestions on doing different topics and all that kind of stuff. I could take suggestions on that, but I'm not going to let nobody dictate what I can say on my channel. Slow your roll. You out of order. You are out of order. Check yourself. This is not your channel. And then you come on here outing yourself. You out yourself on the World Wide Web. You out yourself on the World Wide. Stop being a hypocrite. If you're not going to watch this channel, don't watch it. Unsubscribe and leave me alone. I'm going to say what I want to say on my channel. You say you're not going to watch this channel. Okay, then. All right. You're free. So why are you still watching? And I don't like coward tactics either. I'm a man you could easily talk to. If you want to talk to me, person is not going to listen to me, if you want to talk to me, you know how to get in contact with me. I'm a straight up person. You know how to talk to me. Let's stop all this coward stuff. And I'm not going to go there with you on no social network and all this stuff and beefing and all that. I'm not going to do that. Just stop watching the channel. Just stop watching it. That's what you said you was going to do. You can't even keep your word. But you claim to be obeying the Most High. Oh, no, not the Most High. Jesus Christ. Just stop it then. I'm not hating on you. I don't hate you. You don't like the channel? You found something better? Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Y'all, my feelings is not hurt about that. Keep it moving. Unsubscribe. Unsubscribing is easy as clicking a button. That's all it is. It's not a soul tie. It's click, and that's it. Let me show you how to do it. Click. You see, click. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's it. The same way you got on, the same way you get off. That's it. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. Just move. I'm not bothering you. It's like you come into my house. It's like you come into my house and say, oh yeah, you shouldn't be talking about that. Coming to my channel is like coming to my house and saying, yeah, you shouldn't be talking about that, because all the videos I make, guess where I make them at? In my house. You don't go to no man's house and tell him what to do. I'm getting out of here, y'all. I agree with fasting, but a lot of what you are saying is worldly and not spiritual. How so? Hey, by the way, hello, Miss Lascivious. It's really you know what, Miss Lascivious, is really interesting that you make your comment and the name that you have. It's just interesting. It's interesting. So I'm reading your comment. I don't know if she's still here. Miss Lascivious, I agree with fasting, but a lot of what you are saying is worldly, not spiritual. So explain. I want to see, because see, people on the internet, they have the habit of throwing out stuff, but they won't tell you how. They won't tell you why. They'll say stuff in the comment section, but they won't tell you why or how. Okay, sorry, internet not great. Okay, all right. I'm waiting for the answer. I tell you what, Miss Lascivious, what I'm going to do. I really want to hear what you got to say, and I'm not going to excoriate you, but I want you to give us the spiritual stuff. I want you to give us the spiritual stuff, because you say this is worldly. So I'm just for the sake of argument, I'm going to agree with you. It's worldly. Okay, I got you. It's worldly. Okay, fine. Weight and blood check meters are pointless, I think, because most kind controls health. Come talk to me if you can. If you're able to, come talk to me. You just click on the link and you're able to talk to me. Weight and blood check meters are pointless, I think. Now, when you say you think, are you saying you think or you know? Because it seemed like you're not sure when you say I think, because the most high controls health. So all this poisonous food that we stuff ourselves with, the most high is responsible for that. These foods that give us high blood pressure, gout, arthritis, hypertension, diabetes. The most high is the one that stuffed these foods in their mouth. Oh yeah, I would agree with you, Robert Bush. I would agree with you that yeah, we can have some things misplaced. We can have some motivations misplaced. I agree with that. You just click on the link. You put your cursor on the link and just click it, Miss Lascivious. You just put your little cursor on the link in the room, in the chat room, on the link that I posted right by my name, One the Tough Guy, and and when you put your cursor on it, it's going to turn into a finger with a pointer. You just click on it, and that'll take you over, and you can start talking to me. And everybody can hear your voice and hear my voice at the same time. That's all you do. That's all you do. It's very easy. But I'm reading your comments, Miss Lascivious, and it's really interesting. Weight and blood check meters are pointless, I think, cause the Most High controls health. So you have totally taken the human factor out of this. Getting right with him, I believe, will heal the physical body. Okay. Now you add a human component to it. Getting right. What does getting right with him mean? What does that mean? Well, I wouldn't have put my number in the chat room. But what I'm going to do is call you. It would have been way easier for you to just take your cursor and put it on that link and just click it. Way easier than you putting your phone number out there like that. I'm doing that for your safety. You don't want everybody to have your phone number, but you know, whatever. Oh, you take your cursor, you take your mouse and click on the link. That's all you do. You just click on the link, left click on the link, and you'll be able to talk right here with me right now. But anyway.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so I clicked on that link, but it says Hangout video and phone calls and Firefox or something. So it's not doing anything.
Okay, so you have a Firefox. You're in the Firefox browser, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I wouldn't have put my number up, but I didn't know.
Okay, well let me I want to try to delete that comment so nobody else bothers you. I'm concerned about your safety and, you know, predators, obscene phone callers, telemarketers, and all this kind of stuff. Okay.
I appreciate that.
Right. Okay, so I've taken care of that.
Okay, so Miss Lascivious came from before I came into the truth. I've had this account longer than I have been into the truth, and I didn't even know what it meant. It was from, I used to play WoW, and it was a random name that came up, and I kind of liked the way it sounded. But then I saw lasciviousness, and I was like, oh, not the best one.
Yeah.
So as I was saying in chat, I have a lot of medical problems.
Before you go on, I don't mean to interrupt you. Based on your first comment, I figured you did have a lot of medical problems. But go ahead.
Okay, so in my life, I've gone to doctor after doctor after doctor. And there came a point where, at first I was going to the doctors and they kept telling me it was in my mind that they couldn't find anything wrong with me. And then I found different doctors, of course, and they were wanting to give me surgery. I was taking like 20-some pills a day, one for blood pressure. And it was causing a lot of problems. And then I get sick and I go to the emergency room and they tell me that there's something wrong with my liver. And I'm like, I'm taking all these damn pills. I'm not surprised there's something wrong with my liver. And it was just one pill after the other because all of the pills have a side effect, which were making me have to take more pills.
Right.
So one after that, and I started getting into the word, and I was like, I'm not taking any pills because God heals. So I stopped, except for a Tylenol for an occasional headache or to help try to control some of my pain. Tylenol, preferably just aspirin, because aspirin comes from an herb, a natural scent. I try to do a lot of herbs and oils and pray for relief. But I don't trust doctors, and I think that part of putting my faith in man with doctors and being concerned about that stuff is taken away from my faith in the Most High, because we say that He can heal, but every time somebody gets sick, first thing they want to do is run to a doctor. I had high blood pressure like you do, and I quit taking those pills, those medicines. My daughter makes me tea. If I think maybe my blood pressure gets a little higher or something. I think it's chamomile, but I'm not really sure which one. There's because we have different teas for different things. But, when do you say God says He does this and I'm going to believe Him?
Okay.
And when you're running to everybody else. And that's what I'm talking about. And weight, I'm not skinny. I have 6 children, but I only generally eat once a day. So, and I think, why am I so big? But at the same time, who cares? I am what I am. And so, a lot of people put down people who are heavy or overweight, but my aunt and I don't eat a lot. I eat, like I said, once a day. And my aunt, she was always heavy, but she walked every day for miles, and she did a lot of activities. Now, I'm not sure what her eating habits were, but she did a lot of activities, and she was heavy her whole life. But I think a lot of that has to do with the food that we're eating. And so when you look at someone and say, well, you're overweight, you have to look at the food and all the chemicals and all the stuff that they put in the food that's making these animals bigger. Therefore, you taking them in, that's going to make you bigger. And that's still medicine. We say that we have to have these animals that are this way or that way. And so we pump them up with all these drugs so that they can be so-called healthy, but it's killing us and it's making us fat. You give something to make it fat, and then you eat it where you're taking that drug into your system.
Right.
So, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to drag on you, and I wasn't trying to cause you shade. It's just I have been, like I said, dealing with and doctors, because my kids get sick and they want to, everybody's call a doctor. And I'm like, no, we're not going to call a doctor. We're going to try this. We're going to do this. Now, Like I said, if it's a laceration, I ain't sewing nobody up. Or if a broken bone, I don't know how to set that or something. But for physical things, and I think you go to a physical person, but I'm not so sure that high blood pressure and all these other illnesses are physical, and not so much spiritual. Because, you look at STDs, that's a huge thing that's going around right now. But the Bible talks about STDs and where they started. So is that a physical thing or is it a spiritual thing? And I also feel that all of us have fallen short from the grace of God. And that the Bible says that you're going to pay for everything. Now, because we believe and we're repenting, then we're not going to pay the ultimate price. But you still have to pay. So I think a lot of these minor sicknesses or illnesses are part of me paying here so that I don't have to pay later with the final judgment. But I'm not positive. I'm still looking into it. And I had written you a comment on your friends thing that you did the other day. And I believe that we're all still growing. And what I think today may not necessarily be what I think tomorrow, or it shouldn't be what I think tomorrow, because I should be learning more and more as I go. So I'm not trying to throw shade on you. I'm just trying to conversate with you. Are you still here?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay.
I know I talk. I know I talk a lot, but I'm a listener.
Okay, well, I'm finished with my tirade, I think.
Okay. Well, thanks for calling. I mean, thanks for putting your spiel out there. Now, the name of this video that I'm doing here is called "How I Lowered My Blood Pressure, Lost Weight with Fasting and Intermittent Fasting." It's about me. I'm not condemning anybody for their size or not. But one thing I do know, the most obese people in the world are Americans. That's now that I do know. And I'm wondering why. I'm wondering what the most unhealthy people in the world are Americans. And I'm wondering why. And so
have you ever, I'm sorry, I was just going to say, have you ever looked at the fact that Americans are the ones who are putting more chemicals and drugs and splicing of the plants and stuff than any other country? There are some places that won't accept our food because of what's due to it. And so those other places aren't having that issue. And then, of course, you have just some places that don't have enough food.
Okay. Yeah, I've taken that in consideration. But as I was saying,
I know this was personal about you, and I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't trying to throw shade on you, but I was listening to more than it being a personal experience that you were going through. And I still wonder if the fasting part, like I said, I think is very important because the Bible tells you to fast. It helps you to get closer to the spiritual. And I don't know if the other things are relevant to the fasting. I think the fasting is what did it, and not because of you're losing weight, but because it's bringing you closer to the spiritual.
But as I was saying, I'm looking at Americans, whatever the circumstances is, whatever they putting in the food. I notice that Americans are the most unhealthiest people in the world. With all those other mitigating circumstances, I get that. And I look at other people in the world, they don't eat as much as we do, especially in the impoverished countries. And they don't have these high rates. So even if they're putting all this stuff in everybody's food, we would still be the sickest people on the face of the earth. Because we eat, because you go ahead.
I was going to say, well, we live in Babylon, and the other places, like I said, they don't get it as much as we do yet. But you can't take away one aspect of an equation and expect to get a truthful answer. So you have to look at the fact that we have all of the drug companies here and that they're experimenting here with all of those things, and they're not doing it in all of those other places.
Okay, that's right. You said that. You I don't mean to interrupt you, but you said that already twice. This is your third time saying that, so I get that. That's not lost to me. I understand. I comprehend that. However, all I'm saying is that in America, if
Americans don't do as much as the people in other countries, most of us sit down at a computer or work at a job where we're not walking around and working, whereas you don't see, and I don't know because I haven't been there, but it doesn't seem that those are issues that people do as much over there. You know, our kids don't even go outside and play anymore.
Oh, right, right. So what I was saying was, I noticed, so we want to blame everybody else for our situation. We want to blame GMO, we want to blame chemicals, spiritual. Why haven't the Most High given us a solution to avert those things? If it's really a spiritual thing that and solution that we're looking for, why is it that's supposed to be so spiritual are in the same condition as the people that's not?
Agree.
Hold on a second. Let me finish making my statement. Just let me finish. Let me finish. If we're so spiritual, why are we in the same condition spiritually and physically as everybody else? Why is that? Because I put a question out there, so I'm just going to let you answer it.
Okay. One, I'm not trying to say that I am so spiritual. I said that we should all be trying to get more spiritual.
I didn't say he was more. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. I know you didn't say that, but I'm just trying to put that out there. That's not where I'm coming from.
Okay.
I also think that the Most High did give us it. It's just that very few people choose to try and go that way. For example, if you look at my situation, I live in town. And recently, my family owned a farm that I never wanted to have anything to do with. But recently I said, you know what, I want to get healthier, I want to eat better, and I want to do these types of things. So 2 months ago, me and my family just packed up and moved to the farm. And, you know, we got here, and I don't know if you know what a place that has not been dealt with in a long time looks like. You know, trees everywhere, just, and we are, you know, my family owned a farm, but I've pretty much my whole life been raised in the city, so it's a mess, and we don't have the understanding of the knowledge of how to do with it. You know, I look outside and I think, how am I supposed to get this farm together in order to grow food so that we can eat it? Because my first thought was, oh, we're just going to go to the farm because the Most High tells us that we should, you know, enjoy the land, live off the land. He gives us a holiday where we're supposed to, you know, stay in booths because that's how he wanted us to live. So I have all these high hopes and dreams of coming down here and doing that, and then I'm hit with reality of I don't know how to do that.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question that's unrelated, seem unrelated, but it is. Are you married?
Yes, I
Oh, okay.
am.
You
Why
know,
is that?
I just asked. Uh, I'm just curious. In Exodus 15:26, the Bible says, if thou wilt diligently, he told the children of Israel this about Egypt being in captivity.
Mhm.
He said, if thou wilt diligently hearken unto the voice of Yahuwah, he said, I will put none of these diseases upon thee that I will put upon the Egyptians. For I am thy Elohim that healeth thee. As a matter of fact, if you go back to the curses in Deuteronomy 28, the Bible don't say because of GMOs. The Bible don't say that. The Bible says the reason why, he says the reason why we're going to have all these diseases is because we're not spiritual. That's what he
I don't
said.
read.
That's what he
I
said.
don't read it to be that way because in the Bible we have prophets or people that we read about like Tobit who got sick. So when I read that, I get that there are some diseases that will not pass by our door. For example, death came through and it passed over us. But that doesn't mean that all diseases, that you're not going to get sick from anything, because there were several people in the Bible who got sick, who were elderly, because my kids were like, well, they died of old age. And it's like, well, old age is 120 years. So if they died before then, they didn't die of old age. So I don't read it as you won't get sick or you won't have hard times, because the Bible says we're going to have hard times in our health. How much harder can it be if our health is bad? But I just believe that there are some things that he's going to give to them that are different that we won't get.
So what I was saying was, I noticed that now the Bible says, I'm going to go back to the Bible. It says, if thou wilt diligently hearken unto the voice of the Lord, your Elohim, he said, I will put none of these diseases upon thee that I put upon the Egyptians. Or the
that he put upon the Egyptians.
Okay. I noticed that you keep interrupting me.
I'm sorry.
But I haven't interrupted you one time, not once. And so this is why I asked, were you married? Because I haven't interrupted you one time. And I'm thinking a spiritual person, I'm not throwing salt at you, but I'm thinking a spiritual person is going to be temperate and have self-control in a basic conversation, a cordial conversation. But you keep interrupting me. And I'm wondering, where is that coming from? And that's why I asked, were you married? Okay. But anyway, I'm going to finish my thought, hopefully. I'm just trying to have a conversation with you. Okay. So my thing is, because if a person don't have and I want to elaborate on it. If you don't have self-control in a conversation, how you going to have self-control with your diet, with your thinking, with your emotions, with your lust, with your sin, with your friendships, with your enemies? See, these things are indicative one of another. And so at first I said, okay, well, she just got something to say. And sometimes, yeah, you will interrupt the person and you will inject something. But when it becomes chronic in a conversation and the person is not even aware that they're doing it, I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And you're right, things are spiritual. There is a spiritual problem. And I'm not trying to lecture you. I'm trying to have a conversation. So my thing is, now he said, if thou will diligently I'm not citing that scripture to say that we would never get sick, we never would die. No, that's absurd. I'm saying that we wouldn't be the people on the face of the earth that have the highest rate of diabetes, cancer, ovarian cancer, fibroid tumors. No, we shouldn't top everybody in every disease on the face of the earth, and we are spiritual. Obesity, we shouldn't top people in every field, every race. And that's what black people do. So when the Bible says, if thou will diligently hearken unto the voice of the Elohim, I will put none of these diseases, and he means as a nation. It don't mean that anybody in Israel is not going to have, every now and then you have a person with these maladies, but look at our people. We talk infant mortality rate. We're the highest. Yet, why are we the highest? That is alarming. So to sweep this thing under the rug and say, oh, well, yeah, Toby got sick. Paul had a, no, we're talking about national, as a nation, and we top everybody in everything. Deuteronomy 28, it says that these diseases will come upon thee and cleave to thee. It says like no other group of people is going to cleave to us because we are not spiritual as a nation. As a nation, that's the context that I'm talking about this. So the examples that you're using are not on point with the scriptures, because the Bible said he was going to curse us above all other people on the face. He said we would be below in everything. Nobody would be lower than us. But we want to say because we're low at the bottom, that means we're real spiritual. No, it's not. We're not even close to it. Because he said, if you was, he said, I will put none of these diseases upon thee as a nation. You see, that's all I'm saying, Miss Lascivious. Go ahead, make your point.
Okay. Well, the reason why, and I'm sorry, I have not meant to offend you, is when you make a point, I say something because I don't want that point to leave me and it gets consumed in the other things you're saying.
I understand.
So, when it, now I have to try to remember your point. You said that these, I don't believe that the verse you quote with, he will not put these diseases on you that he puts on the Egyptians, is the same thing that we're talking about when we talk about Deuteronomy 28 and these curses. I think that there are some things that will not come to us and match. And then you say we have fallen as a nation. Well, yes, we have fallen as a nation. Well, that's what Deuteronomy 28 says, is that we're going to fall as a nation and these things are going to come upon us. And I'm not speaking about what has come upon us. I'm speaking more so about getting right so that we can get rid of some of the detrimental things that we have brought on ourselves. You know, I stopped eating pork 5 years ago, but I ate it for 30 some years. So I can't expect that I'm just going to be, all of that is just going to go away overnight because I have now found the truth. But I believe that if finding the truth and turning back to the Most High and praying to Him and getting right with Him will lead me to having better health. It's hard speaking to someone if I like I said, I can't interrupt, I guess, when you make the point, because like I said, it's hard for me to keep straight all the things you've said. And again, I'm not trying to argue or be mean or upset. because it's not about you. It's about me trying to understand what you're saying and understand what I'm saying. And then if in the midst of that, you are wrong or I am wrong or we're both wrong and there's something else, um, I, I'm not, I don't know you. So I don't dislike you, and I'm not trying to make a point to make it seem as if I am something more than I'm not. I am trying to get a better understanding. And I feel like I feel like you're being attacked, and so you are attacking because
I'm attacking who?
I, I feel that your your demeanor, your voice seems as if we're not having just a friendly conversation. And I'm a, I'm assuming that we're still online on so everybody can hear, but it doesn't seem like we're just having a friendly conversation of two people who believe and trying to come to a greater understanding, but more so a volatile conversation where I have to prove my point, and I don't have a point to prove, so I feel like I'm at a disadvantage.
So let me ask you this. Where did this conversation go volatile? Because that's the word you used.
Well, you said, and that you said that you didn't, you're trying to figure out where my spirit is coming from because I interrupted you and you did this big thing about, do I have a husband? And because I guess my husband should have taught me better. And that is not what I feel is something that would have been brought out of people who were trying to have a mutual understanding with one another. It seems like you were trying to, in a less than subtle way, put me in my place. And well, I do have a husband, and he is my head, and we are in agreement. And most things. I'd like it to be all things, but we are working on being in agreement in most things. And he does not try to put me in my place. He understands that he has a point. I have a point. We talk it out, and whoever has convinced the other with scripture, that something biblical, and or that their point is the best way is where we go with it. And as talking to a friend, I don't expect to talk to a friend in a manner where I have to one up them or force my viewpoint on them. I am passionate. I expect if I'm speaking to someone, they should be passionate as well. And because the end goal is always to get to the Most High and be there in the correct way, not who wins. I have changed my viewpoint drastically in the last 5 years. And so for me to say today that I know exactly what is right, when everything that I thought I knew, I found out was a lie, would be hypocritical. So I don't believe I know that. I don't know everything that is right. So I'm trying my damnedest to find out what is. And I think anybody who loves the Most High should be doing the same. Therefore, you can give criticism and accept it. And in the middle, find out the truth. But like I said, I'm sorry. I've not tried to offend you.
You didn't offend me. You didn't offend me. You didn't upset me. You didn't upset me. I don't know you. I mean, you didn't upset me. It wasn't about offense. I was just letting you know, making you aware of the fact that you keep interrupting me. That was the main thrust of that whole thing that I said. I was wondering why you keep interrupting. and we're having a friendly conversation. I don't get that. And you can see, you should be able to discern that I'm not interrupting you. And so I'm wondering what's going on here. Because it don't even seem like you're even conscious of the fact that I'm not interrupting you. It don't even look like you're even conscious of that. And I'm wondering why you're not. You know, it says do unto others as you would have others do unto you. I'm just trying to have a conversation with you. And because I call you out on that error that you're making in our conversation, I don't know how that is, because that is turned volatile, because I, I, I cite that. I don't know how it's volatile. I mean, that's a really powerful word you use. It's volatile. I'm like, wow, volatile? Like a volcano? Wow. That, I mean, we usually hear the word volatile for a word like volcano, or something, a freak of nature, a destructive natural force. So when you say volatile, I'm like, whoa. I'm thinking tsunamis, earthquakes. I'm thinking a lightning storm, a cataclysmic one. So when you say stuff like volatile, throw words out like that, and just because I said I don't understand why you're interrupted me, and it looked like you're tone deaf to the fact that I'm not interrupting you, and you think the conversation has turned volatile. So I'm just, it's not about offense. It's not about offense. It's not about one-upmanship. It's not about any of that. I'm just wondering why you're doing it.
I think we have a misunderstanding as to what a conversation is, because I have noticed that you haven't said anything, and to me that's kind of weird, because I don't know if you're still listening. I don't know if you're listening at all. I don't know if you hung up, and it's just not the way that I conversate. You say something, I say something. That's just what I'm used to. Not this attention, unless I'm speaking to my children. Now they better be quiet. But with a person, it's just not what I'm used to.
Right. Well,
back and forth dancer, I guess.
Right. But the thing about it, I noticed that you would interject something while I'm still out. You're not even doing it at the tail end. You're doing it midstream of me trying to express myself. And that's not, I don't care where you at. That's not how you have a conversation. I'm old enough to know that. I let you first get the idea out. And I might come on at the very end, but not in the middle of it. That's not a conversation. That's called interrupting. That's all. And it's not about anger, or it's not about none of this stuff that you mentioned. I'm just trying to hear you out, and I want you to hear me out. And the only way you can hear me out is if you let me give out a complete thought. The only way I can hear you out is if I give out a complete thought. Now that really is a conversation. Now you may have a different definition of what a conversation is. And I know many people do. Because what they do when you talk to them, they get real uncomfortable when you listen to them. And it sounds like you're getting uncomfortable because I'm listening to you. It's like you're not saying anything. Yeah, that's because I'm listening. I'm processing what you're saying. I'm trying to get the spirit of what your words are importing. So why am I not saying nothing? Because I want to make sure I absorb what you're meaning. And I think that's a good habit to get into. Not midstream. I'm not going to do that to you. I've done that before. I used to conversate like that. And it gets you in a whole lot of trouble because you start jumping to conclusion before the person even gets the whole thought out. and you anticipate what they're about to say at the end, but then they might not be saying that. So this is not about anger and the volatility. I'm just taken aback by that. Volatile? Wow. Volatile.
I understand what you're saying here, but even in this time that I've been quiet, you have spoken on two different subjects. And so if a person starts talking and they talk about several different subjects in one go, then how can any understanding truly come from that? Because, like I said, I'm going to forget the point you made earlier in order to focus on the point you made at the end. And so in that confusion is going to be brought in.
Right. But anyway, Miss Lascivious, I, appreciate the conversation. And if I've offended you in any way, I apologize. Okay. I'm just simply just trying to understand where you're coming from because I've never talked to you before. This is the first time that I ever talked to you. So, and I think you're new to this room. And if you're not new to the room, I've never seen you in the chat room. I don't think. It doesn't, your name.
I generally don't. I am fairly new to watching you. I've only known about you for a few months. This is, I don't generally chat because I want to listen to what people are saying.
Why did you laugh? Why did you laugh when you said that? Why did you laugh when you say that?
Because that, I understand listening to what they're saying so that you don't get confused. So I really don't say anything. So I wanted to know more about who you were by having a conversation with you. And I'm not offended. You had said something like they were on your friend's feed, and it made me want to know who you were and get a feeling for you. So I'm glad I was able to conversate with you because I agree that it is hard to find someone that you can have a conversation with without other silliness going on. And I just wanted to know more about you. And like I said, I never meant to offend you or upset you or be rude to you. That was not my intention. I just wanted someone to conversate with outside of my family.
Right.
And you were talking about a subject that I have been meditating on for a while, which is health.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you this. I appreciate you. Are you subscribed to my channel?
Oh, you're fine.
I appreciate your subscription to my channel. This is the first time that we're talking. I hope it's not our last. I've been stimulated by the conversation that we've had on today. And I do remember your comment in the comment section on friends. And so with that said, I'd just like to, everybody in the chat room, give Miss Lascivious a hearty shalom. And I'm gonna suggest, I'm gonna be bold here and suggest something to you. At least consider getting a new sign-in name. At least consider it. It's just that's all I'm saying. You an adult woman, you have your own husband. I get it. Just consider it. That's all I'm saying. That's it. Because the names that we have, they do carry a vibration, and they're kind of like a moniker of our character. I'm just saying. If you don't change it, that's fine. But I'm just saying.
I understand what you're saying because I have been thinking about changing it because I agree with you completely that it does carry some sort of saying about who we are. And it's not who I am. It may have been who I used to be, but it's
There
not who I
you
am
go.
today.
Good.
But at the same time, I think that people shouldn't judge by seeing because we're supposed to treat everyone in a certain way. And if you judge me because of that name, then maybe you're not somebody I should be wanting to deal with anyway.
Right.
But I don't know which one is the right attitude to have. I've been I've been thinking about it for a while too. So I will take your advice under consideration. I appreciate you being on enough to say something.
Right. And if you keep the name, I'm not going to think any less of you. You see, I'm just saying, it's just a suggestion. You know, the Bible says in 1 Corinthians, I want to say 2:15, it said, he that is spiritual, he judges all things. So a person that's really spiritual, they do judge everything. Now, I know Christianity doesn't teach that. I get it. I get it. I get it. Don't judge, don't judge, don't judge. But that's not what the Bible teaches.
I believe you should judge in the spirit. You're right.
It says, he that is spiritual, judges all things, but he himself is judged of no one. And when it means no one, it means no one that is not spiritual can judge a spiritual person. That's what it means. So just a little bonus I just threw out there, a little bonus. But anyway, so since the only name that I know you by is Miss Lascivious, I'm going to default to that name. So Miss Lascivious is going to put. Go ahead.
You can call me LaShawn.
Okay, LaShawn. Okay, I'll try to remember that. And I hope this is not. I hope this is not the last time to your to my channel. And and if this is not the last time that we speak, it was an enjoyable one for me. It very stimulating, I must say. So
I don't plan to unsubscribe, and you have my number, so I have enjoyed our conversation, and you know, it is what it is.
Okay, well, shalom, and you have a wonderful day.
You do the same.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
All righty then. Okay. Okay, we had a phone call today. That was unusual. Never had a phone call today. Never had a phone call, but that was interesting. So you all take it easy. I'm going to get out of here. I gotta go get this license, get this thing all wrapped up, and you know what, y'all? We all don't have to agree on everything. You know, we're going to see things differently. We're going to have different perspectives. And we need to learn how to be gracious in the midst of disagreement. Hello, Taraya Yisrael. Good to see you again. And with that said, I'm going to get out of here. And Robert Bush, I think this is my first time seeing you in the room. Thank you for coming. Hopefully this is not your last time. If you enjoyed the conversation, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy the conversation, give me a thumbs down. And yeah, leave comments, share this video. Maybe it'll help somebody else out. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. This is Prophet Rawan on the The Tough Guy channel. You guys take it easy. Bye-bye.